My fiancée has accidentally lost/broken 3 engagement rings now. I'm starting to suspect she's doing it on purpose. I've been with my fiancée/girlfriend for 3 years now. I proposed a year ago, but it definitely wasn't out of the blue. She'd been not so subtly hinting at getting engaged for months at that point. Although we're both somewhat hot-headed, we generally have a good relationship and we occasionally only fight about small, normal things. I know nothing about jewelry, but I spent a lot of time looking for the right ring to propose with. I talked to 2 of her closest friends to get their input, and in the end I spent around $4,000 on the ring. When my fiancée saw it, she told me she loved it and I'm pretty sure she was telling the truth. This January, my fiancée called me up in tears. She'd somehow lost the ring on her way home from work and she had no clue where it might be. I left work early to come help her search, but since she'd been riding the subway, the ring was long gone. My fiancée was clearly distraught, so a few weeks later I dipped into my savings and bought her a different ring. It wasn't quite as expensive as the last, but it was from the same jeweler and still a good make. Around June, I noticed one day that it had been a while since I saw my fiancée actually wear her engagement ring. She went pale and confessed to me that she thought she'd taken it off before bed one night and now it was lost somewhere in our flat. This time we searched for days and I dug up half the floorboards looking for it, but the ring is, to this day, missing. At this point, buying another ring was out of the question, too expensive, so I asked her if she'd rather either A, have a cheap replacement ring, under $50, until after we're married, or B, go without a ring for now. She chose option B. One day we were visiting my grandmother, who asked my fiancé where her ring was. When we told her it was lost, my grandmother was kind enough to give my fiancé one of her rings instead. My fiancé seemed delighted and everything was working out perfectly until this week. I came home to find my grandmother's ring on the table, looking almost unrecognizable. My fiancée cried and told me that she'd managed to step on the ring that morning hard enough to break it. I took the ring to a jewelry repair service right away. Sadly they told me that since a few small stones are missing and the original fitting is warped, the ring will never really be the same. They also told me that they were certain someone stepping on the ring couldn't realistically cause this amount of damage. When I got home, I brought this up to my fiancée and asked her if she was 100% sure she'd only stepped on the ring. She completely flipped and yelled at me asking if I was calling her a liar. I mentioned what the jewelry store said, and she started screaming about me only caring about money and the cost of the rings. It's been 2 days and we've barely spoken, especially as she's only coming out of our bedroom for meals.